What's up, agents, and welcome back to a vendor reset video for the 3rd of December 2024. Don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe, and let's get straight into it. So there's not much going on at the base of operations. There's a grown grate just like me if you need it, and there's also a born grate just like me if you need it. Everything else is kind of garbage. There is some legatus if you need it for the parts to make a stock, but that's about it. Don't forget, go to your mailbox, look at special deliveries, and you've got yourself the Lexington if it just so happened to have messed up on you the first time it got delivered. But that's it, so let's move on. Clan vendor is cooking a little bit. There's a chain killer, which could be crit chance headshot damage, tip of the spear chest, rigger gloves, hot shot chest as well, which is all pretty good. There's a custom PF45 with damage target out of cover. If you want to use this gun, you can make the talent whatever you like. There's also a really good Araldi backpack with headshot damage already on and vigilance, giving you a lot of options. But the rest is trash, so let's move on. Countdown vendor's pretty meh. There is a dare if you want to pick it up with perfect flatline on. Just change the stability to maybe crit chance or rate of fire. There's a cookbook, which is meh unless you are using it for skill haste, but still you're going to be stuck with the blue armored core. And there is a swap chain, which needs a little bit of work, but it could be usable if you just change the accuracy to damage to target out of cover. Checking out the theatre where the voiceover is going crazy. There's a whisper if you really want one with perfectly behind you. Not the greatest though. There is also a SIG with damage target out of cover, meaning you can put the talent to whatever you like. We've got some Empress gloves, but sadly they got status effects on, so I mean, depends how much you're stacking, but yeah, maybe. There are some Petrov knees with crit damage on, and weapon handling could be useful, but other knees are much better. Everything else trash, so let's move on. Not a lot going on at the castle. There's a night watcher if you really want it, but the stats are not great. There is a Seska mask with headshot damage on, which again, not the best, but maybe. There is a Wyvern holster though with skill damage on. That is pretty good. Everything else trash, so let's move on. Campus is pretty terrible. There is a scalpel if you need one. Everything else is kind of rubbish. There's a GR9 with strained on, which is not terrible if you want to keep strained. There is also, I'm not even going to call it, it's all rubbish. Let's move on. DZ West has got some firm handshakes, because who doesn't like them? Pretty good as well. Weapon damage is pretty well rolled. Just change the repair skills for probably something red and you're all good. There's some aces and eights gloves. True Patriot knees with weapon handling on, not the best, so meh. There's some golden knees with armor regen on. Perhaps you're doing some kind of armor regen build with that. There is a protection from release mod, but only 11%, but you never know, you might need it. Let's move on. DZ East is actually pretty terrible. It's that terrible I can't interact. There's a pinprick, I've been called that before, with perfect first blood on, but yeah, I mean, if you really want it, it's there. Everything else is kind of garbage. There's a Foundry mask. There's a hotshot holster. There is a Seska mask with weapon handling. It's all pretty garbage, so let's just move on. Alright, take me back a couple of years ago, DZ South, when the Ferocious Calm used to be amazing. It's got one with crit chance and weapon handling on. This would have been great back in the day. Still a pretty good pickup if you want to run perfect Overwatch though. There's a few other bangers in here today. We've got an Aces and 8 backpack as well. We've got a Breaking Point chest piece. There's a really good Bellstone backpack. You are going to have to keep it blue by the looks of it and maybe go crit chance, crit damage, but it's got Bloodsucker on. Pretty good pickup. There's also an Alps chest with repair skills on. Change the talent to whatever you want. Just unfortunate it's not skill haste, but maybe it will do for a little while. Let's move on. As always, Haven is pretty wild. There is a couple of things in here though. There's an M17 with damage target out of cover, but it will take some optimization on the rifle damage, but you can put whatever you want as the talent. There's a Healer Guard backpack. Perhaps if you want to run Adrenaline Rush, this could be crit chance, crit damage with a little bit of armor. That might be okay. Lengmo if you need some pieces still, but everything else is garbage, so let's move on. Looking for Roy to save us. I mean, he's not going to. He's got a bunch of rubbish as usual. There's a light glue. If you need it, you can roll this to damage targets out of cover. There is a Hanayu backpack with skill haste and skill damage. That could be pretty good. Just change the talent to whatever you want, or perhaps just keep Overclock. That would be okay also. There's some Sokolov knees that could be crit chance, crit damage, but there's other better options. But if you need it in the meantime, that's not a bad shout. and also a headshot damage Walker Harris. He has got an 11% protection from elite mod, just like the DZ vendor had. If you need some 11%, especially with the Christmas event coming back, if you want to stock up them chill out masks. That's going to be it for the video. Don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching, agents. Goodbye.